going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today this is a special one. This is continuing off the discussions on Pokemon videos for Gen 10 before we get some official news and updates. And for today, this one's a special one. Now, ever since Gen 7, we got the cool concepts of regional forms, which is they are the Pokemon that seem like the same Pokemon, but they are completely different, like different shapes, different colors, different type combos, different abilities, and that is a really awesome concept to introduce the old Pokemon, but give them a brand new, unique way to show them off with their brand new styles. Like Alolan Ninetales obviously has some great Ice and Fairy types, of course, and of course there is Hisuian Typhlosion with Fire and Ghost type abilities. And I also like Alolan Sandslash because of it is a heavy hitter, and I think Ice and Steel is a pretty cool type combo. Yeah, those are the cool concepts for regional forms, and we continue it off in Gen 8 with some more regional forms, plus some few new, the special thing that I like to call regional evolutions, which are the evolutions from the exclusive from the regional forms rather than the regular forms. Like, for example, Galarian Linoon, Galarian Farfetch, Hisuian Sneasel, and Paldean Wooper. They evolve into Obstagoon, Surfetch'd, Sneasler, and Clodsire, because they are exclusive for their regional form, since Sneasel evolves into Weavile, Wooper evolves into Quagsire, and regular Linoon and Farfetch don't really evolve. But that is a really awesome concept for continuing off the regional forms to give them a exclusive evolution, and that I call regional evolutions, sort of like the cross-gen evolutions, but more exclusive to the regional forms. And in Gen 9, we also got some the convergent counterparts, where the Pokemon seem similar but completely different, like Diglett and Wiglet. Diglett is based out of a mole, while Wiglet is obviously based out of the garden eel, those tiny little eels. But yeah, so either way, that is a really cool concept, but with Gen 10 revealed, it is quite unknown on which kinds of Pokemon that will either get some regional forms, and some few that might get some regional evolutions, plus a little bit of the convergent form, because of it's kind of similar to regional forms, but they are completely different species, of course. Sort of like Toedscool and Tentacool, something like that. So yeah, either way, I really wanted to do this because I picked out at least 10 Pokemon in this video to discuss on how perfect they would fit for the forms or so what. And yeah, it's just, I've been waiting to do this for a long time, since before Gen 10 got revealed, and yep, so either way, I cannot wait to do this, because these are the Pokemon that I picked out either by personal choice or the ones that I think that would be a great choice for the Gen 10 region. So without further ado, make sure you guys relax, grab a snack, and make sure you guys be taking some notes, because of if you see any of these Pokemon listed in there that has gotten regional forms, you might either gotten the idea, or if you're thinking about the same Pokemon, you can write it down. So, yep, without further ado, let's get started. Starting with number 10, the Smoliv line, convergent counterparts. Okay, so I imagine the guy who imagined the Smoliv line as a grapes, and I can definitely see that because grapes and olives are almost identical. However, olives are more savory, so I can imagine a Smoliv evolution line for the sweet path, like something for grapes. So yeah, I can definitely see a converging counterpart for the Smoliv line, but with grapes, so that's why I put him on this list. Number 9, Slugma and Macargo, convergent forms. Okay, so the reason why I picked these two because of I thought this unique idea for the convergent forms or counterparts of Slugma and Macargo. I imagine them like being this poisonous liquid metal, sort of like mercury, and they can be like poison steel since their bodies these are liquid like, so I can definitely see a counterpart of Slugma and Macargo being the either the liquid metal like mercury with Macargo having a hard steel shell. Well, sort of like with Hisui and Gudra, so I can definitely see these two being the converging counterparts where they are either poisonous liquid metal or some kind of sludge, but either way, I can definitely see these two getting convergent forms as well. Number 8 is Scorpy. Okay, so here's a reason why I picked Scorpy. One, because we needed a bug type that needs to get a regional form, and we needed a Gen 4 Pokemon to get a regional form as well, since we don't have or seen a lot of Gen 4 or Pokemon getting regional forms since we've gotten the ancient Hisui. But either way, I think Scorpy would be the perfect bug type and Gen 4 Pokemon to get a regional form because scorpions, there are many kinds of scorpions, like desert scorpions, jungle, forest, red tails. There's so many types of scorpions to be seen around the world. Pretty creepy, but yeah, I can definitely see Scorpy getting a regional form to counter with some more other scorpion variants. Plus, I thought of this interesting regional form for Scorpy, like it would be adapted to another type of culture. Like, for example, imagine a regional Scorpy that is ground and bug, but evolves into a giant sand scorpion, sort of like Drapion, but a little flatter and a little more scorpion-like. So, yeah, that's why I specifically picked Scorpy because I think it would be a perfect Gen 4 and the first bug-type Pokemon to get a regional form with a regional evolution, just to keep an open mind for it. Number 7 is the Geodude line, either regional or convergent forms. Now, I know what you're wondering, but he already has a regional form. And yes, I totally get ya. I am aware of the Alolan Geodude, but I was thinking like it could follow the same path as Meowth and have a another regional form. And for this time, I thought it would be like a magma based, like have a Geodude that came out from the volcanoes that would be fire rock or fire ground, something like that. And I can definitely see that throughout Graveler and Golem of how they could come out from the volcanoes and be the magma or volcano base, since we got a Geodude line that's basically magnetic type, so I can definitely see a magma type. However, I also thought of this idea for a Geodude convergent form. I imagine a snowman based Geodude counterpart. You know, like Geodude being a giant snowball that can build out to a big snowman like thing. So to me, it's debatable if either Geodude line could also get another regional form based out of a magma based or a snowman convergent form. So that's why this is either between these two. But either way, I can definitely see Geodude getting another form with another counterpart or a regional form. Number 6 is the Ekans line with regional forms. Okay, since we're almost close to catching up with every Kanto Pokemon that has either these special forms like Mega Evolutions, regional forms, Gigantamax forms, you know, something like that. However, there are some few that barely gotten the that treatment, and one of them, of course, is the Ekans line. So I can definitely see the Ekans line getting a regional form or a something special, but mainly, of course, regional form. Since just like how I mentioned with Scorpy, there are other types of snakes, so I can definitely see Arbok being a special kind of regional form, sort of like the either Poison Dark or Poison Psychic to counter off its Cobra abilities or show it off. Plus, since there was a Galarian Wheezing, there hasn't been a regional Arbok since Jesse and James did have their partners to be Arbok and Wheezing, of course. So either way, Arbok is the one of the few Pokemon that needs to get a regional form to catch up with its buddy Wheezing for a regional counterparts for Jesse and James. But yeah, either way, these two definitely need to get some regional forms, so that's why I put both of them in there for now. Number 5, Patrat and Watchog regional forms with a Watchog regional evolution. Okay, so I like the concept of how Pokemon has been giving out some few of the regional rodents some regional forms. Raticate, not so much, but I loved how they did with Linoon and give it an evolution. So yeah, that's why I decided to put those two along with another one I have in this list. But either way, I can definitely see the Patrat and Watchog line being the either one of the next regional rodents to get a regional form, of course, because of looking at them, they are really one of the brightest, and I can definitely see how the a regional form would go for the Watchog line with them being psychic and normal, since they kind of know some few of the some few ghosts or some few psychic types like confused. Okay, so I can definitely see the Watchog line getting a regional form, plus with a regional evolution, and where it becomes a brilliant-minded Watchog evolutions. Sorry, I got nothing. It's just Watchog isn't really one of my all-time favorite regional rodents, but either way, I can definitely see the Patrat line getting a regional forms with a regional evolution after it evolved into Watchog, and that's why I put those two in there as well. Number 4 is the Helioptile line. Now, I actually do like Heliolisk, but I've seen a lot of videos or rumor ideas that Heliolisk would get an evolution. However, I find that impossible because of Helioptile is one of the few Pokemon that you evolve by giving a stone or something, and I consider those the final part of the evolution, and they can evolve more or because of the stone treatment. I know some few Pokemon like Dipplin got an evolution after giving an item, but this one is for a stone evolution, so I consider those to be fully evolved and can't get a an evolution after. But how I could see these two getting a special form, it's with a regional form, like given the Helioptile and Heliolisk a special kind of regional form that could adapt into the Gen 10 region. So I could definitely see these two being water-based lizards, or like how these two adapted in the desert. I can definitely see these two who adapting to the water, since there are a lot of water around in the Gen 10 region, even though Gekwa, but either way, I can definitely see these two being the water-based regional forms. Plus, these two are a perfect choice for a Gen 6 Pokemon to get regional forms, just like with Gudra and Avalugg. So, yeah, I can definitely see these two joining them as well. Number 3 is a tie between two fully evolved Pokemon but share the same family traits, and that's the Nido evolutions, Nidoqueen and Nidoking. Okay, so these two barely gotten any attention throughout the years, and I think it would be a perfect time for these two Nidos to get some regional forms, or some special thing, like the Mega Evolution Gigantamax, or the highly rumored Gen 10 gimmick. But either way, I think a regional form would be a cool concept for these two, because I kind of got an idea of how the regional forms could be. I imagine them being poison and psychic type, with their horns being their main source of their powers to control psychic ability. So, yeah, I can imagine them being the following the brains, as their regular forms are more into brute strength, hence why they are part ground type. So, yeah, I can imagine the regional forms for both Nidoqueen and Nidoking to follow the same traits on the mind technique. So that's why I put them a little bit higher. I know they were rumored in Gen 7 to have regional forms in Ultra Sun and Moon with either the Poison Ice types, but I think Poison Psychic sounds like a better idea for these two. Number 2 is Mawile regional form with a regional evolution. And I know what you're probably wondering. Yes, I do know that Mawile does have a Mega Evolution, and Mawile is a pretty cool Pokemon with a really cute designs, and its Mega Evolution is pretty impressive, hence why she was my ace in my Legend ZA team. However, there is one problem. Without her Mega Evolution, Mawile by herself isn't really the brightest and the most powerful Pokemon due to its low base stats, and I kind of find that lame. So sometimes I wondered that Mawile could get an evolution to make it a lot more impressive. But since Mawile has a Mega Evolution, I believe the best way for Mawile to get an evolution is to get a regional form first. So yeah, I can definitely see a Mawile regional form in Gen 10, plus getting a regional evolution, sort of like the either the Maw gets big enough that would clamp down with a lot more brute force, sort of like with Mega Mawile, but as a regional evolution. So yeah, but either way, I'm hoping that Mawile could get a regional form plus a regional evolution, and I could imagine being Mawile being a dark and fairy type, since she has learned a lot of dark type moves. But yeah, that's one of my the first two Pokemon that I'm really hoping that could get regional forms plus a regional evolution. So fingers crossed. But sadly, she's not number one because I already got one in there. But either way, really hoping for a regional Mawile with a regional evolution for Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. And before I want to go on to my number one pick, here are some honorable mentions that I picked out that I didn't put in this list, but definitely deserve to get some regional forms. And starting off with mention one is the Clefairy and Clefable. Now, this was before I learned that Clefable just got a Mega Evolution, but I thought of this interesting idea that since they are rumored to be from space, I figured like they would be adaptive from the space culture, like becoming fairy rock types. So yeah, I did saw the idea of Clefairy and Clefable getting a regional forms to match the character traits that came from space before they've gotten Mega Evolutions in Legend ZA. Mention 2 and Mention 3 are the Bounsweet and the Jangmo-O lines. I could definitely see these two Alolan Pokemon getting some regional forms, but I could also see them getting in as regular forms as well, as I mentioned them in my last video, but I can definitely see them getting some regional forms as well, like I can imagine a Grass Psychic Serena or a Dragon Rock type Komo-O to match their personalities, since either Serena could follow the either the bittery taste for the fruit line of the Bounsweet line, and the Jangmo line to adapt as rock types before they were adapted into fighting types, or maybe psychic or ghost to counter off the evolutions. But either way, those are the two evolution lines that I could see getting regional forms. And one last Pokemon with the same feelings with Mawile, and that's Sableye, since Sableye, my honest opinion, isn't really one of the brightest without its Mega Evolution, and I believe that it deserved to get an evolution, but it will also have to get a regional form as well. So yep, those are my honorable mentions. And now it's time for my number one pick, the one Pokemon that I am really hoping to get some regional forms along with a regional evolution, and that's number one is the Sentret and Furret regional forms with a Furret regional evolution. Just like with Watchog, I can definitely see these two Pokemon getting regional forms with Furret getting a regional evolution. But this one is the one thing that I can definitely see the most because of, one, Furret is actually my favorite regional rodent. And two, I feel like these two deserve a little bit of love since they were skipped because of Zigzagoon and Linoon. But either way, I have a huge feeling that these two will be the next regional rodents to get a regional form. Plus, with Furret getting a regional evolution, because I think it would be a cool concept for Furret getting a regional evolution. But I have no idea which one. But I can definitely imagine the Sentret and Furret line either being ground in normal or fighting in normal, with the regional evolution of Furret being a ground normal or a fighting normal. So yep, but either way, I'm really hoping that the Sentret line gets a regional forms with Furret getting a regional evolution. So that's why
I put him up
that
at number
covers
1.
the Pokemon that I could see getting some regional forms, or the ones that I really hope that get some regional forms, along with some few convergent forms. But either way, those are the ones that I have my fingers crossed to get some regional forms for Generation 10. And what do you guys think? Was it a pretty interesting video? And if you have your thoughts on it, you can leave that down below in the comments, or if you have any other Pokemon that you would like to see getting some regional forms, you can leave that down below in the comments as well. And yep, so with that, thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget, I have at least 2 more videos that I'm planning on making next for discussing about Gen 10, and that's Pokemon that deserves to get evolutions in Generation 10, you know, like cross-generation evolutions, and the Pokemon media talk about. That might be a future video, either whenever we get some more ideas on the Gen 10, of course, but sooner or later I will work on the new evolution things, because of that is one last thing to talk about for the main series games, of course. So yep, can't wait for that. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe for that, because of recently I haven't been getting a lot of subscribers lately, and recently I may have lost some few subscribers, but I really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so I can make some more awesome videos for you guys. And as my current goal of the year is to get this channel to 700 subscribers as part of the roadmap to my goal of getting this channel to 1,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate it if you guys subscribe, right, to also get this channel to 700 subscribers as well. So yep, it would be really much appreciated. And don't forget to leave a like and share this with your friends if they are big fans of Pokemon, and they have some few ideas on what kinds of Pokemon that should get some regional forms. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The link's down below in the description. And without further ado, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey, it's me, BDH, but I'm also known as the Brick Dragon Hero. That video was great, huh, Applex? You said it, BBJ. And if you want to see more of the Brick Dragon Hero videos, all you gotta do is subscribe. Follow Brick Dragon Hero on Instagram. Like for this video. Share this with your friends.
And comment down below what you think of that video.
And don't forget to check out the last video. So thanks for watching and have a brick day. Whoosh.